In this devotional, I want to share with you 3 thoughts from Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verses 10 through 13, where I'll ask the question, is there benefit to fearing God? Ecclesiastes 8, verses 10 through 13 says, "Then I saw the wicked buried. They used to go in and out of the holy place and were praised in the city where they had done such things. This also is vanity. Because the sentence against an evil deed is not executed speedily, the heart of the children of man is fully set to do evil. Though a sinner does evil 100 times and prolongs his life, yet I know that it will be well with those who fear God, because they fear before him. But it will not be well with the wicked, neither will he prolong his days like a shadow, because he does not fear before God." In Ecclesiastes, Solomon is wrestling with a lot of the same issues that I think everyday people have an issue with. He's questioning, why is it that the wicked seem to prosper and the good die early? Why does it happen that those who seemingly have total disrespect and disregard for God suffer the least, and those who have fear for the Lord seem to suffer the most? Why does that happen? Well, here in Ecclesiastes chapter 8, verses 10 through 13, Solomon addresses that very issue when he discusses if there is a benefit to fearing God. Thought number 1, all perish. What we need to know, and sort of our default setting should be that everybody dies. Nobody makes it out alive. We all know this. We all know that all people will die. If the Lord tarries, everyone you know will ultimately go to the grave. And this is something that Solomon realizes. He recognizes it. He sees it in the lives of all the people around him. They're here for a short time, and then they're gone. This is the fate of all mankind, because the wages of sin is death, and all have sinned and fallen short of the glory of God. So we know that all perish. So if all perish, what then is the benefit of fearing God? Thought number 2, slow sentencing. One of the things Solomon notices is that the punishment for sin doesn't always happen as quickly as one would anticipate. You see people who have total disregard for the Lord, have total disregard for his law and the things that he wants to have happen, and yet they seem to flourish. While those who are fearing the Lord, maybe they die sooner. And it's one of those things that's difficult for all of us to wrap our heads around. Why is it that the punishment for sin isn't immediate? Why is it that the punishment for sin doesn't happen right along with the sin itself, if all sin truly leads unto death, which we believe that it does? Well, when you see slow sentencing, you could say, why is this injustice happening? Or you could say, how merciful is the Lord to not immediately bring forth the ultimate sentence upon the sinner. You see, when we look at another person and they're not experiencing the justice we think they deserve, we think, oh Lord, why are you taking so much time in bringing forth your justice on the world? But we never really feel that way when it comes to ourselves. We like slow sentencing when it comes to our own sin. But when it comes to the sins of our enemies, we want the Lord to speed it up. So again, where is the benefit in fearing God if the sentence for wickedness is slow? Thought number 3, ultimate good. We need to trust that the Lord is bringing about his ultimate glory and our ultimate good, provided we are his people. This is what the Lord is doing. He's bringing about his ultimate glory and the ultimate good of his people in the world, but he is not necessarily doing it along the timeline or in the manner that we would prefer. Because we don't have this scope that the Lord has. We don't have this eternal scope of knowledge and understanding that he possesses. Our scope of knowledge and understanding is so very short that we can't see the full picture. But we trust, because the Lord has told us, that he's bringing about his purposes for the ultimate good of those who fear God. And this is where the benefit in fearing God lies. This is why it is beneficial and appropriate and joyous for all of us to fear God all throughout our lives, because ultimately the Lord is working out good purposes for his people, meaning those who fear him. This is something that Solomon realized and recognized, having gone along both paths, that of fearing God and that of seemingly dismissing him. Solomon has observed and watched dozens, hundreds, innumerable amounts of people go through their lives, and what he understands is that it's of greater value, it's of greater benefit to fear God than to chase after or enjoy or desire any other thing. The fear of the Lord is the beginning of wisdom. This is something Solomon knows, and it's something we need to embrace and enjoy as well. These three thoughts come from the assigned reading of Ecclesiastes chapter 7 and 8. If you'd like to read through the Bible with me, you can do so by subscribing to this channel, by clicking on the link in the description, or by joining the Facebook group Through the Bible, where we are reading the text of Scripture together.